Good day all. I just wanted to come out here and make a little video in view of Raccoon Lake near where I live, and just come here and talk about what I've been thinking about today. I woke up kind of in a rough feeling, rough state this morning, and it's just one of those days full of fatigue and full of don't want to do anything. Sometimes you just have to ignore those feelings, that fatigue and that pain, and just get up and deal with it. It's being an adult. I don't know of any adult that I've known that doesn't get up in the morning and say, oh, that hurts, but who cares? Yeah. Chronic pain is just another interference, right? It's just like another little blip, another little ouch, and another little something or another to kind of distract you through the day. If you're chronically ill, it's something you might have to deal with, and for me it's something that I manage, and it's something controversial to manage. People don't say, well, I don't want to take any pain medicine, I don't want to take this or that. And all of it's bad for you. Tylenol, ibuprofen, all that, NSAIDs included. For me, because it is chronic and it's caused by underlying conditions, unconventionally, I take or I guess you would say off-label, take different SSRIs. I take 2 different SSRIs to kind of help manage that. And it really does make a difference, because if I have to go off those medicines, then it's like a dial. It kind of turns up and that pain gets worse. But it's important to know this, that pain is information as well. We need it. We need to know when something's wrong. So, I've had underlying infection that was just kind of there and maybe a little bit of annoyance, but the pain medicine and whatever I was doing kind of turned it down. And sometimes you have to listen to that stuff or it can get worse. So, yeah, it just makes it manageable. It's just another tool to make it more manageable. And to not be discouraged by it. Now, SSRIs, they change your brain chemistry, yes. But, we have to cope. We have to figure out ways to deal with things, right? So, that's where I'm at, having these really multiple conditions that you have to manage, infections, the arthritis, the ACD, just all kind of, it's not fun. It inhibits you from doing a lot of things, but that's just part of your experience. And I'd rather suffer now and have relief in all of eternity, right? So that's where I'm at with that. Sometimes it seems so unjust, the pain that we go through. And sometimes people don't listen. And for us chronically ill, sometimes when we have that kind of lack of personal grace or understanding of people, sometimes the 2 most brutal words that we can hear, annoying words, very annoying. Well, when you're chronically ill, is, what's wrong? What's wrong? Those words would infuriate me, because I thought to myself, there's so many things wrong. Where should I begin? You're opening up a can of worms. I don't want to communicate at all. I just want to be in pain, okay? Just say, I'm hurting, I'm doing this, I'm in pain. Honestly, this was a really big kind of when I started the relationship with my wife, and when we were dating and things were going, you know, as things progressed through our courtship and so forth, she used to say, "What's wrong?" And it used to infuriate me. And it took a lot of grace, and I would get mad, and, you know, I'd get frustrated because I would tell her, and then, you know, something else would happen, and I'd say, "I'm hurting," or I'm saying, I don't feel good, and then she'd say, "What's wrong?" And I have to communicate it again. And that was so frustrating for me. And you can't really do that, because people want to be there with you, and they want to understand your pain and what you're going through. And you can't just like be so frustrated with that question that you tune them out. Now, I will say that over the time that my wife's been with me, she knows what's wrong with me. We've been through so many events, so many times of pain and suffering, that she knows when I am hurting, and she knows why I'm hurting. And I don't have to really communicate that to her, unless it's just very like different or but 95% of the time she doesn't ask me, because she knows. But in the beginning of our relationship, because I was in pain often, and it was all new experiences for her, she had never dealt with me in that way. In the same respect, my wife has pain that she deals with constantly herself. She's in chronic pain. So, and I never talk or ask her about it. I know her hands hurt. And when she's driving and she's trying to, you know, flex her hands from driving, I'll sit there and rub her hands and try to work the kind of putting pressure on her hands to kind of help the swelling in her joints. And, you know, she does that for me. I have constant problems and aching in my hamstring. She helps. And I know that's personal, but just down my legs really hurt. One of the cool things that I found, and it was actually on a cruise ship that we went and did this, is they had a thermal spa. And in those thermal spas, they had these heated loungers that had you at a reclined position. Laying in those heated recliners relieved my hamstring pain, my hamstring ache, just a constant ache. And that was so wonderful. And I just think of, now I just want to get in another heated lounger is what they call them in those thermal spas. So much so that my wife went out for Christmas and got me a zero gravity chair and heating pad, really nice heating pad, so I could kind of emulate or approximate that at home, which it did help. I've fallen asleep in that thing a couple of times, simply because it just finds that relief for me. So not necessarily medicine, you know, little things to relieve the pains of every day, whether it's me rubbing my wife's hands and joints or laying on a heated heating pad or what have you. Those things can be really relieving. We don't really kind of think about that sometimes, but sometimes it can be a really good thing. So I guess the thing is, for us that are chronically ill, be patient with the people that love and take care of us when it comes to pain management. For you, they're going to ask what's wrong, and you want them to, because you know you love them and they love you, and they're just concerned about what you're going through. Take deep breaths. You need that for the pain anyway, for pain management. Take some deep breaths. Calmly respond. I know I'm probably the wrong person to say this, because I'll tell you, I'm the first one to get annoyed over it, because it's just something I want to deal with internally. I don't want to communicate. I just want to go on. I don't complain. It hurts. I don't want to talk about it. It just hurts. I can't tell you and you change anything about it. But sometimes it's not necessarily about fixing your problem. It's just about meeting you there, being with you, holding your hand. So, just a little short video today. Find that nearest hand that loves you and hold it. Just another serene day. Kind of a warm January day here. End of January. Ready for February. Ready for the Valentine's Day. Just another reason to celebrate. Every day's a reason to celebrate.